I'm going to go over something that happens to a lot of people who lift a lot of people who work out, even people that don't. But runners, cyclists all have typically tight IT bands. And that can cause some knee pain, that can cause some other issues. I personally have had this similar thing. And this is what fixed it for me. So I'm going to go through all the things that I do with that. This can affect lower back as well as knees, as well as hips. So first thing I like to do with my clients or with myself is we're going to foam roll inner thigh. If you've been hitting that IT band over and over again and you haven't gotten any results, that's problematic. You should be able to get some results from this. So first thing we're going to do, I like to set up for that foam roller, and we're going to be parallel to the foam roller itself. Your thigh is going to come out perpendicular to yourself, and from there, you're just going to hit that inner thigh, working for those tender spots. We're going to find anything that's tender, and you will find something. I have yet to find someone who has not been able to find a tender spot. When we find one, we're going to hang out there anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. If this is your first time foam rolling, you're going to probably have to take some tension off. So you may have to lift your body up a little bit to take some of that weight off. But think of foam rolling as just getting that deep tissue massage across that muscle. And all we're trying to do is help create a little space in the joint. And believe it or not, this should actually help that IT band. Many times those adductors, which is what we're going after here in the foam rolling, are so tight that your IT bands are fighting to keep your knee from going, from adducting, from going inward. And they're working so hard to do that they tighten up. So what we're doing here is just, again, looking for those tender spots, taking our time when we find them. You can lift that foot and find where there might be more. The other thing you can do is actually take that leg and extend the knee and flex the knee. So we're going back and forth across that tissue. That helps tremendously with restoring some of those sliding surfaces of the muscle. And then I'm going to continue on. I'm going to abbreviate this. If this is my first time, or if this is a knee that's really bothering me, or an IT band that's really bothering me, I'm going to take a little bit more time. All right, and we are going all the way as high up as we can on that groin without as long as we're on that muscle tissue. All right. Now we're going to follow that up, and a stretch I really have come to love, and this is coming from functional range and conditioning. This is a modified version, but the adductor stretch I like a lot is setting up with one knee and having a box or having something that blocks that knee. Now, if I'm setting up like this so you all can see me, knee is down, I'm trying to drive this hip forward. I'm using that box to go ahead and create a stop, all right? And to really get that stretch in that inner thigh. Now I can play with the leg on that we're stretching and extending that knee out, or extending that foot out. That might be more of a stretch for me. In this case, this is a better spot for me. And again, driving that hip forward. The other thing you will find to intensify the stretch, there's two ways. We can either walk the knee forward and get into that position, or what I prefer is getting that good posture, getting that stomach engaged, squeezing this glute tight to drive that hip forward, and then I want to create a little rotation through this shoulder to go ahead and create more of a stretch through that adductor. So when I'm in this stretch, I don't want this stretch to be so intense that I'm creating pain. We are not looking to rip muscle from bone, all right? So it's an easy stretch. I should be able to work on getting relaxed in this position. And I'm going to do that through my breath. So in through a 4 count, out through an 8. In through the nose, hold, and relax. We want to get you in that relaxed state, and you want to get in that relaxed state. Typically on a stretch like this, I want to hold it for at least 2 minutes. At a bare minimum 2 minutes. Especially if I'm tight, especially if I'm beat up, especially if that IT band is screaming at me. The goal of this stretch is, one, to get those adductors really open up. All right, and we're gonna follow that up after that 2 minute stretch is we're gonna go through pails and rails. And again, this is functional range and conditioning. I love this stuff. This stuff has helped out me, it's helped out my clients. So what we'll do with this, we're gonna engage through the entire body. So for those of you who are used to lifting, your deadlift, your squat, when you're doing those major lifts, you're looking to create a lot of tension to the body, all right? We're gonna do a similar thing with a stretch here. So we're engaging at 20% through the arms, 20% through the abs, and then I'm gonna pull this knee that's being stretched, that adductor that's being stretched, and I wanna push that knee into the box here. So I am driving now at 20%, pushing that knee into the box. That adductor is now working, all right? And I'm gonna keep that tension. I'm gonna continue down this path. So again, stomach tight, 20% right now. We're coming up to 40%. So we're making a little bit bigger dent with that knee, and I'm making sure I'm matching that tension with the rest of my body. This arm's working to hold that box in place. That's a given there, all right? And we're gonna follow that up even more now. So now we're gonna come up to 60%. We're gradually gonna ramp this tension up over the course of this minute. And we're driving that knee in. Now we're gonna bring that tension even higher. Let's bring that up to 80% now. Your breath is getting shorter. Tension through the entire body. Now give me max tension you can safely put into your body, driving that knee into the box, working hard to really engage that adductor. And then you're gonna slowly come out of tension. And so now that we've gotten that stretch, you'll find that you've got a little bit more mobility. So we can, again, either drive that knee forward, we can sit up a little taller, or we can rotate the shoulder out. All right, so we've now got that improved flexibility, and now we're gonna learn to get a little control. So I'm gonna turn this guy around so you can see. So again, I've got a little bit more length to be able to stretch into that hip. Now, engage everywhere again. We're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna brace this hand down onto the box. I'm gonna squeeze my other arm. I'm gonna squeeze that glute still, abs tight, and now I'm gonna work to pull this knee away. So I'm in that stretch position. I'm gonna open up as much as I can. And this glute medius is really working hard to open up. Relax. All right, we're gonna do that again. We're gonna do for 3 more reps on that one. Total of 4 reps, about 15 seconds each rep. So we're engaging stomach tight again, and we're gonna pull that knee apart, away from the block. Really feeling that glute kicking on. We're going isometric here. Slowly come out of tension again. We got 2 more reps there. Let's do it again. Big tension, driving away. Relax. We've got 1 more. Big tension in, stomach tight, drive away. And relax. That glute is fired up. We're gonna go ahead and teach that glute some more work. So now I'm gonna go ahead and rock back on my hips. Excuse me, I'm gonna take the leg out to the side. I'm gonna rock back on the hips. I'm gonna do my best to give you a good example of this. Pay attention to what's happening to my hips. Ideally, when I lift this leg, you don't see me rotate up like that. That's what we want to avoid. So we're looking to just move through that glute med and really through that hip. All right, so we're engaging again, big tension through the arms, big tension through the abs, squeezing, and I'm going to try and lift that leg. That's not easy. All right, if it is easy, you need to come back a little bit more into that stretch. Also, make sure that hip isn't rotating. We don't want this guy. That's way different. If that is impossible for you right here, this is your next option. All right, so you're gonna do fire hydrants. All right, so again, stomach tight, and we're gonna take that leg up, keeping the hips level. Raise, 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 raise. And relax. Again, not easy, but that's something that we're working on. We're working on that stability of that hip. That will help alleviate some of the work that IT band is trying to do, or has to do. And last but not least, I'm going to show you a third option here. So again, stomach tight, engage. We're going to come up as far as we can there. This is the in-between option between that first extended leg and extend that leg. All right. One more in between those second and the third. So this is going to be the third toughest option. All right. Straight leg is the toughest option. Third toughest option, stomach tight, engage, everything's fired up. We're driving that leg up as far as we can. Extend, and then come back. And all of these are working that stability and that glute med, which is a major stabilizer of that hip. The idea is to go ahead and take some of that workload off of that TFL, which feeds into the IT band. The other thing is, again, balancing out your strength between inner thigh and that glute. So I hope this serves you well. Again, if you're having those IT band issues, those knee issues that come along with running, jumping, playing, getting a little bit older, all those things that we're all going through, this can hopefully help you out. Thank you very much. Have a great day.